Hello everyone, welcome to the Master's Table. We have a great show for you today. Thank you for joining us. You could have been anywhere, but you decided to tune in to WATC, the Master's Table, so thank you very much.
Well, we're glad to be here today. I'm excited about this recipe we have. This is, I done said it a while ago, this is so simple, I'm almost don't even want to do it. It's so easy. But people always talking about barbecue and talking about ribs and Boston butts and way to cook meats and stuff. Today we're going to do some ribs and we're going to do them in the crock pot. I'm going to talk about how you can do them in the oven, but people that don't think you can do ribs, you can do ribs at home and you can have them in just a matter of a few hours. And these are really good, fall off the bone tender. I picked these up. This pack of, this is a St. Louis style. I'm going to talk about all that in a few minutes. For $13.80. Me and Tina gonna eat good today.
Yeah.
Got some barbecue sauce. We got some ribs. Got some seasoning.
That's pretty cheap.
That's cheap. That's cheap for cause we're gonna eat these up. So don't go anywhere. I want you to jot this down. I want you to try this. I want you to if you don't have a crock pot, I'm gonna talk about. I'm not gonna show you, but I'm gonna talk about how you can cook them in the oven. So don't go anywhere. You're gonna want to know how to do this. We'll be right back on the Master's Table.
All right, welcome back.
Tina, we're working on these ribs. Look, I went ahead and unpackaged. I went ahead and rinsed them off. I didn't want to do all that on air. I didn't want to waste that much time.
I don't get it started.
I was just,
I don't get to do nothing.
Yeah, you do. You get to manage the crock pot today.
Oh.
By buying these,
my credentials are going.
Yeah, you slipping. You got demoted today. I'm just kidding. Like I said, these are St. Louis style ribs, and some people say, well, what's the difference in spare ribs and St. Louis style? When you get the regular pack of just what you would call spare or ribs, it'll have a cap on the top. Just maybe, I don't know, about 3 inches or so, just a big strip of meat up here. And what the St. Louis style does, they just already done removed that for you. Now, if you buy the regular spare ribs, you get more meat, you get that piece. But these are already in a rack style, like ready to
eat.
They ready to do it to it. See, it's got some extra meat on the back, and I'm gonna leave some of that. And I'm gonna leave. I'm not gonna cut all the fat off. I mean, I like to clean them up just a little bit, but I don't like to get it all off because I do want some flavor in there. And the flavor comes from the fat in the meat. And I'm gonna leave that piece of tail on there because that's just a piece of meat. Very simple. You could cook these if you was going to do them in the oven. You could just buy the pack of spare ribs and cook them and I'll talk about that in a minute. You could cook those in the oven, but if you're going to do this in a crock pot, you either have to buy the spare ribs or you're going to have to cut it down because you can't get them in there and get the top on there. And we want them to stand up mostly if we can. I don't know how deep that crock pot is, and I can't do the TV magic today. I don't have enough time, so I do have another crock pot over there with some already cooking, so because I want to be able to show you all the steps at the different time intervals because we can't do this in 20, 30 minutes. Like we try to get you in and out of the kitchen in a hurry, but I can't do that today. This is going to take you about 3 hours from start to finish. Not this, just the cook time, what I'm saying. It's easy. You're just going to put them in there and let them go, but this is very simple. Like I said, I've cleaned those up a little bit. So, Miss Cleveland, we're going to go ahead and start. I'll take one glove off so I got one clean hand. I don't want the food police to get onto me. Oh, you done contaminated everything. But if you'll go ahead and take the top off of that for me and just pop that top on there. Now, let's talk binder. We always, hear, you got to have a binder for this. You got to put on, some people use mustard, some people use mayonnaise. Today, and I'll probably get, like I say, the food police they're going to call me out. I'm going to use some liquid smoke because we're not cooking this outside on a smoker or the grill, and we're not doing any kind of wood under it, so we do want a little bit of smoke flavor, so I'm using some liquid smoke as my binder before we season. And this is what I always do. I just put a few drops. This goes a long way. Just be very careful with it. This goes a long way, but I use this as my binder just to get it. You can almost smell that already. It smells like barbecue already. Mm-hmm. You don't want to put a whole lot of that because it can be too much, but we just want to go ahead and put it just a little bit on both sides. Like I say, you don't have to put a whole lot. That's more than enough right there. like I say, we just want to put a light coat of this. You know, if you want to use liquid smoke and you want to use, if you think you have to use another binder, by all means, you could use mustard. Some people use mayonnaise. They use different things. And I know you're saying, well, mustard, mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise on ribs?
But you don't taste it. You will not taste it. If you cover them in mustard and then put your seasoning on, you don't taste any of that. It's just a binder that makes your seasoning stick. So, all right, so now that we're there, go ahead and put some of that in my hand. I'm going to hold it over here and just go ahead. I'm going to use my clean hand, and I'm going to go ahead and give me a little bit more right there. Now, okay, this is our spicy all-purpose seasoning. And this is, you can see it's got a little red pepper in it. I don't want these hot. I just want them just a little bit of flavor. So I'm going to start right there. I'm just going to kind of smooth that out because this is not my main rub that I'm using. I'm going to use a rub, and we could talk about that for an hour if we want to talk about rubs, because when you go to the stores, the shelves are full. Just like they are barbecue sauces, you can find your different rubs and all of that. So I'm using a rub today. I'm using my favorite one, and I'm going to, you do you. If you want to know which one I'm using, just reach out to me. I don't want to call too many names and get in trouble, but you just want to put your good generous layer of your rub on there. And Tina, I'm going to hold this up in just a second. I'm going to let you get my ends, but I'm going to go ahead and just kind of, I just want to pat that in just a little bit. Now, you can put as little or as much in it, but I like a good coat and a rub. Get this side. Now, let's get this side. Give me a little bit more of that, because I want just a little bit of spice up on this rub. But that rub there is not, it's not, that's good. It's not hot at all, so I just want to put a...
What happens if you put too much of that liquid smoke? Does it matter?
Well, I mean, that's the reason why I say it'll just be real smoky. It has it's a little bit of that goes a long way. I mean, it really goes a long way. And by slow cooking, you know, when the juices render and come out of the meat, it's going to, you know, some of it's going to go. It's not going to all stay there. So you can put a little bit on, but just don't, you know, this goes a long way.
Okay.
A long, long way.
We got it.
I just want to, I can't emphasize that enough. We're going to just repeating the same thing. Just doing the same thing. And I know, it looks like a lot. But
That does look like a lot.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
It's about to make me sneeze.
Well, you know what they say. You ain't
sneezing, you ain't seizing.
There you go. So you didn't learn. I got you.
I done listened to you too
long.
long.
Got you trained up well. All right, what I'm going to do is put me another glove on. Now, what I want you to do, Tina, I want you to take that and sprinkle it on these ends right here for me. Just sprinkle right down that top on those ends. We just want to coat the whole thing. We're just coating, just seasoning up. Go ahead and get them ends. Now, like I say, for time purposes and TV time and all that, because I don't want to make you sit here and watch and wait. Okay, that's good right there. It's perfect. I don't want you to make you wait, but you really want this to kind of what they'd call sweat in, soak in. And it's doing pretty good, because I had already got these out, and these ribs were almost at room temperature. They hadn't been in the refrigerator in a little while, so it's already sweating and it's stuck to it pretty good. But if you're doing this at home, I would highly recommend to once you season like these, just maybe lay them out just like they are now and let them set for 10-15 minutes and let it do its thing. It'll stick. Because see how that looks a little dry on this side? If it sets there a little bit, it'll all look like...
I told you it was going to make me sneeze.
I got you. But that's pretty much, well, I mean...
That's it.
That's about it. I mean, you know, we can...
Okay, until next time.
Yeah, until the next. We'll see y'all next week on the master table. No, this is just a process before. Now, I had this plugged up over here, and of course we don't have a plug-in right here, and we'll move it back over and plug it up. But I want you to go ahead and have your crock pot preheated on high. Go ahead and turn it up on high, let it be good and warm, so when you put them in, because when we put this in, Tina, we want to put this in, and you'll have to try to kind of figure out which is the heavier end. One end will be a little thicker than the other. You want to put it in the crock pot with it standing up as much as possible. Keep the side against the ceramic if you can. And I'm going to put this in there in a little bit. And I'm looking at that crock pot and I'm looking at these ribs and I'm like, I don't know. But I think I think we can make them go in there. But like I say, you want them to stand up and you want to put them to the side. And I'm just, like I said,
you don't put nothing in there, no oil or anything like that?
No, trust me, you don't need.
Put them in there just like that?
Yeah, you don't need to spray. I'm just trying to give this one more minute before I put it in there. You don't need to spray. You don't do just trust the process on this right here, because this is going to render enough. A matter of fact, and I'm going to show you in just a little bit, once we put this in and this cooks, then we're going to take the ribs out, we're going to drain the pot, and then we're going to put them back in before we go on to the next step. So if you're ready, I think we'll go ahead and stick them in there, Miss Cleveland.
I'm waiting on you.
You waiting on me? Boy, you are backing up if you waiting on me. Let's see, I'm going to have to kind of work this down just a little bit. And it will, like I say.
Well, why don't you lay them down?
Well, because you want the heat, because see how long it is. You can't lay that, and I don't want to double it.
Okay.
So I want to, and you could cut these down if you didn't want that much, but it's going to be fine. They're going to cook. I promise you, they're going to cook. If they were falling, laying down, they would cook. So what I want you to do, go ahead and put the top on that, and I'm going to take this over here, and I'm going to come back and do a little clean up right here, and we'll
plug it in.
Yep, move that little pan and plug it in right there, and go ahead and put it on high. And we're gonna talk about what we're gonna do next here in just a second. And so you was talking about you wasn't gonna get to do nothing today. See,
I'm good.
You the Crockpot queen today. And like I said, Tina, this dish, people, when you think barbecue, you think very expensive, and don't get me wrong, some things can be, and
Sometimes it is.
But for $13.80 plus a little bit of tax, you can have a rack of ribs cooked to your liking. And the good thing about these is you put what you want on them. Like I could have went ahead and put some more of this rub. And I like this rub because smell of this one. No, it's not gonna make you sneeze. But see, it's got a little sweeter smell. This has got some brown sugar in it. You can use it. You can use this one that I used. There's different. I mean, you could just put nothing but our all-purpose on there. And I put it in a jar. We use so much. We got the little shaker styles like this right here. But we use so much, I just like to put it in the jars, and I don't have to worry about putting no label on that. So, but you can season them the way you like them. If you don't like a heavy seasoning, but I promise you, this is not going to be what you think it is when you see that much seasoning on there, because it makes that. I'm getting happy just thinking about it. You put them in the crock pot. You plug them up. They're on high. It's already preheated. They're on high. What you do is cook these for 2 hours, roughly, right along in there, 2 hours. And you're going to know, because when you look at these, you're going to start seeing the bones start to release and come out a little bit. You're just going to know. You're going to know when you look at these that these are cooking and they're getting well on their way. So we'll check those in 2 hours, and like I said, we're gonna drain the pot. And I would normally say, well, we'll go to break and we'll see what we got when we get done. But I ain't got that much time. I can't make you wait for 2 hours. So let's just fast forward a little bit. Y'all want to fast forward? Can y'all think outside the box just a minute, Tina? You can't do that, can you? All right.
To be honest.
No, I know you. I know you, Miss Cleveland. Okay, now this is what I wanted to show you. Now, these have been cooking. These have been cooking for 2 hours. These are done. It's done if we're gonna get them for right now. But see, when you take that off, let's see the reason why I was telling you don't have to worry about spraying your pot or doing anything. So what we're gonna do now, brothers and sisters, I told you we got to do a little bit more work. I got another glove or two right here somewhere. Now this is where you're gonna have to be kind of careful, because they are hot. You've seen that steam come off of them. They're gonna be kind of warm. So we want to transfer them out of this pot, and I'm gonna see if I can get a hold of it, Tina, without burning my hand too much. Yeah, it's not bad. But this is what I was talking about. Let's see, these are. Let's see how that looks now.
That's pretty.
And don't get me wrong.
Are you done with this?
I'm gonna bring you a pan. We're gonna dump this.
Okay.
This is what I was gonna talk about. You see the seasoning is kind of cooked in. A lot of it's in here now. A lot of it is. But see how that bone's already releasing. These things are way close to being done. But we ain't done yet. So what we're gonna do, what I want you to do, I laid this pan out. If I was at home, I ain't gonna lie to you, I'd just go on out the back door somewhere and dump this out away from everything. But being way right here, and I can't walk out the back door and dump it out, I need one of these pot holders, because like I said, that crock pot is kind of hot, Miss Cleveland. I'm gonna get this pot holder off it if I can get it off. I I may not. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm not gonna get that. I'm gonna get this right here. This is what I'm gonna do. I don't know, that thing done got twisted up or something. So what we want to do is really, I mean, we're not going to try to, I'm not scrubbing the pot, not trying to clean all the pot out or nothing like that. But one thing I do have to do when I do this, I don't want it to run down the side. Slide that over just a little bit the other way. I do want to not let this run down and get on the inside. We just want to clean it up.
That's been pretty easy so far.
Yeah, this is very simple, Miss Cleveland. This is very simple. And like I say, this is just, you let this cool, you just disregard this in your trash. A lot of times if it cools off, I'll put it in a Ziploc bag or something and, you know, throw it out. Or
some people use that like to put over their dry dog food.
Well, that's, you know, Marley would probably like that. So that's still pretty warm. So
you're not a picky eater like we do.
Yeah, Marley is very picky. She likes somebody else, I know. Miss Cleveland, you better leave him alone. All right, let me. I know I got
love
gloves
our
on.
baby does.
Yep, she is our baby. Okay. Like I said, that's been simple enough so far, right?
Yeah.
And see, the thing about it, you've done it. You know what I'm saying? This has been done at home now. Let's see, these are not going to stay up here like this, but you just want them kind of to keep them up.
You still want them to stand up.
Yeah. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to keep one hand so I can go ahead and take that off for me. Oh, barbecue sauce. All right, that's the $1 million question. What do you like? Well, Tina likes sweet. I like in between. This is sweet and this is a little bit thicker, but I like a little bit more thin, a little bit more vinegar in mine, but not a heavy vinegar base, but that's just what I like. I like them.
Well, there's a lot of different kinds.
Tina likes it sweet, so you can look at that and tell how dark that is. That's got a lot of brown sugar in it. Because my sugar wants some sugar, she wants it sweet, so we're gonna do it up. So there ain't no easy way to say this to do it, but you gotta try to just coat this the best you can, Miss Cleveland. We're gonna start at the top and let gravity do its thing. If we can run it down the top, and I'll have to tilt that back and let you pour a little bit on there. But that looks pretty good, don't it? Mm-hmm. And what you can, let's see. You take that, I'm gonna push this on, let you pour a little bit on. I'm gonna hold that back. Uh-oh. If you can pour. I was trying to keep it turned that way. I know it's poured away from you, but I wanted to kind of let everybody be able to kind of see what was doing. You can pour a little bit more.
You can take a spoon and kind of.
Yeah. Well, I got this glove. I can do it like this. We can kind of coat. You just want to kind of coat it. If you had one of those brushes, I'm not fancy enough to have no brush. I don't think I got a brush nowhere. But you just want to.
Yeah.
You just want to do it like that. Easy enough, right?
Easy. Easy peasy. Have lots of paper towels.
Yep. All right, well, I put the top over here, so we'll put the top back on, and I just want you to, I'm going to take it back over here and plug it back up. And at this point, you're going to turn it back on high. You may want to check in 30 minutes, but somewhere around 30 minutes to an hour, you know, even maybe an hour. On high, just let them keep on doing their thing.
That's not a lot of dishes to wash.
No,
either.
Not really.
That's always a good thing.
But we can talk about this just for a second while we let them cook a little bit.
Now you're talking.
I'm talking your language
You're
now,
talking
right?
my language now.
We're talking about collard greens.
Yeah, buddy.
We're talking about. I'm warming these back up. These are not starter show. I didn't cook these on the day. I said these are just gonna pair good with that. So we're gonna heat these up a little bit more. But let me talk about these just for a second while we're waiting on that. We're talking about side meat. This ain't bacon. This is real side meat. We got some smoked sausage in here. There's onions. There's a little bit of pepper. There's a little bit of Creole in there. Miss Cleveland.
Good. Good stuff.
You definitely better leave me alone today.
Yep, good stuff.
I just want to talk about that. Got some cream potatoes. We're gonna pair it with that. Now, I know I just want to let them cook I just want to let that cook a little bit longer. And I'll pull that out before we go to break, maybe, and then we'll talk about it.
Is it on high? Did you turn it back on high?
I don't know. I don't know what I got it on. Tina, this is your job. You the crock pot person. You the crock pot lady.
I only get paid to stir. I'm just kidding.
Lord have mercy. I pay you too much for that. Okay. Let's say 30, 45 minutes, maybe even an hour has lapsed. Let's just say we're going to fast forward in time again because I got to be able to show you this. If I can get it out of the wall. All right. So then we had to do a whole lot with the crock pot today to get this. Mm-hmm. Now, cooked for 2 hours. We took them out. We drained the pot. We put it back in. We put barbecue sauce. They've been back in for another hour.
There you go.
I mean, that looks...
It looks pretty good.
It's pretty good, don't it?
Looks pretty
now,
good.
But see, we're still not done. We're still not done yet, because what I want to do, and this is very optional too, you don't have to do this, but I'm going to get these ready. We're going to put them in this, up on this broiler just for a few minutes because I want to do a little bit more with that barbecue sauce.
Okay.
So we're going to do that, and we're going to pop them in the oven, and we really will go to break in a few minutes. And when we come back from break, we'll pull them out and see what they look like. And then we'll be ready to cut them up.
And then we'll eat.
No, I'm going to eat these. These are mine. These are not yours, Miss Cleveland. But, I mean, brothers and sisters, this is simple. I mean, it don't get any, it don't get no easier than this. I mean, just dumping a pot and putting them back in and dumping it again. Mm-hmm. And like I say, I want them, like I say, these are.
You want some, I don't know if they'll
I don't know if it'll
hang
hold.
on
They're
to
so,
that thing.
They're so tender. Yeah, let me have those. I mean, this is like.
That may not.
These are like this so tender. I just don't want them to come all to pieces before we get them out and get them ready. Let's see. Okay, now what we're gonna do. Then I went through some gloves here on doing this. Let that warm up just a second.
Now, what do you put that on?
And it ought to be. I got this on broil. Now you're gonna have to babysit this. You don't want to walk off.
Yeah.
You don't want to walk off and leave this.
I've learned all about broiling.
You sure have. What'd you broil?
I don't know, but it burnt. I don't know. Whatever. Well, I don't remember, but I remember it smoking.
Well, I guess if I could give you any tip of the day today, I'll go ahead and give it to you right now. We'll talk about it again in a minute. Slow, easy. Buy your crock pot. If you don't have a crock pot, and I'm sure you can do this in an Instant Pot. We got an Instant Pot, and I haven't tried it yet. One of those that, that really hurries it up like a pressure cooker, but you seen how simple this was. So
I'm scared of them.
I'm gonna put this in the oven up on the broil. You scared of it?
Of an Instant Pot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like a little pressure cooker.
I know, but the pressure cooker will blow up.
Oh my goodness.
It did blow up. My mother, it blew up on my mother. I'm telling you, I'm not kidding. It blew up all over food, all over the ceiling.
You cook in the crock pot. You stick to
so
the crock pot.
So I'll just stick to the crock pot.
Don't go nowhere. We're gonna pull these back out. I got them up on the broiler. We're gonna see what they look like. Stay with us.
All right, welcome back. While Frankie is doing the last bit of things on those ribs, I'm going to give you the verse of the day. And we never need to go without a day without reading at least one verse in our Bible. So I was looking last night. It's hard to pick a favorite verse, but this is one of my favorites. Isaiah 43:18 through 19. This is the NIV version. Forget the former things, do not dwell on the past. Ooh, that's a big one right there. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams and in the wasteland. And boy, oh boy, I could talk a little while about don't dwell on the things of the past. We all seem to be really good at focusing on the things that we did long ago that we can't do anything about now. But you know what? God has already forgotten all that. And we've got to look forward. I never will forget hearing that somebody said that if you're so busy looking in the back windshield, in the back, you'll never be in the rearview mirror. You'll never be able to face forward and go forward. So we've got to not dwell on the things of the past. We can learn from it. That's what we do. We learn, and so that we don't make the same mistakes again. So let's all try to every day to not focus on the things. But don't be so hard on yourself. Let's live and learn from it, and God will do the same. He's already forgotten it as far as the east is to the west. So keep that in your mind, and let's see what these ribs look like right now.
You ain't even got to look over here. I can tell you what they look like. These ribs right here are just, ooh, they are just right, Miss Cleveland. I was just trying to cut a few off so everybody could get a look. Like I told you, this process takes about 3 hours, but there it is.
And you can put more barbecue sauce on there.
All you want. Look, don't go nowhere.
Yep.
We're going to have another episode, and we'll talk about these later. But we love y'all. Thank y'all for joining us today. We'll see you next week on the Master's Table.